Good morning. Happy Sunday. We got us a video here from Texas Sheepdog 72, good old Diddlin' Jack. He doesn't care if you diddle dogs or diddle kids as long as you film the police. He's mirroring a video from a gentleman out of Wisconsin. The gentleman is Lee Otto II, who was accompanied by a service dog. That portion of the sentence right there is useless. It's meaningless, except as propaganda. Jack's trying to build sympathy. The dog's cute as hell, though. Everything else is pretty much also useless, except for the officer demanded documentation and Otto's name and date of birth. That is important. And then Otto was not under arrest. Per law, the man had no duty to identify or even speak to the police. Wisconsin is not a stop and ID state. That is correct. This is what Wisconsin is. Temporary questioning after arrest. This is Wisconsin Statute 968.24. After having identified himself or herself as a law enforcement officer, this uniform with the badge, name tag, the accoutrement identifies him as a law enforcement officer. A law enforcement officer may stop a person in a public place for a reasonable period of time when the officer reasonably expects that that person is about to commit, or has committed a crime. Well, we're in a Menards store. This is a Menards employee who has trespassed Otto. Apparently, Otto was trespassed long enough for the cop to show up. So, how long ago was he trespassed? I don't know. But that's pretty good for reasonable suspicion that Otto is committing trespass, and may demand the name and address of the person and an explanation of the person's conduct. Well, name and address. I believe the court would also allow the officer to get ID date of birth, because that is important to get the identification, and the identity of the person is the point of the name and address. Such detention and temporary questioning shall be conducted in the vicinity where the person was stopped. So you were seized, you're not free to go. They have to do the questioning in the area, in the vicinity where you were detained. Now, Otto initially tries to do the right thing and shut his mouth, but Otto, like so many people, can't help himself. So he wants to talk. The officer says, you just got to give me your name and whatever documentation you have that says that you don't have to wear a mask. And Otto says, I'm not answering questions. And the officer says, no, you're going to identify yourself, or I'll call more officers over here and I'll arrest you and I'll take you to jail and I'll fingerprint you to see who you are. Why would the officer say that? Well, number one, he gets to call on his radio. He gets to start someone coming over, and that is going to buy the officer time. The officer's buying time. He doesn't want to make an arrest because, I don't know why. He just doesn't want to make an arrest. He just wants the ID, probably to issue a criminal trespass. I don't know. But he just wants the ID. And this buys him some time. And he also gets to build that anticipation and fear in Otto. There's going to be another cop. You're going to be arrested. Neither of those two things are particularly pleasant, because the second cop means that there's a higher likelihood that you're going to be taken down with force. And that doesn't sound fun. So Lee caves. He says, my name's Lee. Nice to meet you. My middle name's William. My last name's Otto. So then the officer asks about birthday. And Lee says he's not answering any more questions. Now, while the statute only says that the officer may demand the name and address of a person, I strongly suspect that it would go also into the date of birth, because the purpose of this, they're going to look at the legislative intent. The purpose of it is to identify the person. That's the reason for it. It's to identify the person. So they probably need the date of birth to get the actual identity of the person. And so then Lee's like, well, he found his spine again. So he's like, I'm done. I'm leaving. The cop's like, you're not free to leave. You're not free to leave. You're not free to leave. And Otto decides to leave. Now, there is a question, at least in Jack's comments, that the title is misleading. He was not arrested. He was detained and then let go. I would suspect, I would feel comfortable arguing that he was in fact arrested. The officer put handcuffs on him, said into his radio, one in custody or one resisting. I'm assuming that means one in custody resisting, one in custody for resisting arrest. And then the officer marches Otto out of the store. Now, the dog is cute as hell. The wife is determined to get her track lighting. She pushes that cart all the way up to the exit. I mean, there's your old track lighting. There's a dog, so cute. And boy, she was right there. She had that card to the end. She put it in a spot where she can get it because she wants her track lighting, I tell you what. And then they go outside and Otto gives up his information. Now, a couple things that I want to point out is Otto did a lot of talking on the way out of the store with the officer, explaining the chain of events that led up to Otto's arrest. I don't know why people do this. They love to say, you did this, then I did this, then you did this. It is meaningless. The officer was there. He knows the chain of events, but you saying them, if you say them wrong or what have you, anything you say can be used against you. Nothing you say can be used for you. Going over the facts does not help you. So shut your mouth. If you're in Wisconsin and you're detained by the police, shut your mouth. You don't have to give them anything. If you want to give them your ID, that's fine. I would suggest that you actually hand them your physical ID. Hand them your driver's license or whatever. Don't talk to the police. Don't talk to the police. Your driver's license doesn't contain anything incriminated on it, but you opening up your mouth, it makes it more likely that you're going to run your mouth. So don't talk to the police. If you do have to say something to police, try to keep it down to, am I free to go? Don't try to make it long and complicated. I hereby invoke and refuse to waive my Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination, blah, blah, blah. Just say, am I free to go? If you're detained, you're not free to go. If you're free to go, you're not detained. You don't have to ask, am I detained or am I free to go? Am I free to go? Keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it simple, keep it stupid. Don't talk to the police. The point of this, though, was the veteran did not comply. He tried to walk away. That's the whole reason why he got put in handcuffs. If you've been detained by the police, don't try to walk away, or they will physically restrain you and put you in handcuffs, etc. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.